Hello, my name is Juan Velasquez, Solutions Engineer here at Globalli, and in this demo, I'm going to walk you through how benefits are configured in the platform so you can manage carriers, policies, and plans without any IT support, giving your employees clear, transparent options during onboarding. We're going to cover three main parts. First, how to add a new carrier, then how a policy is configured, and finally, we will explore the policy plans and their variants. Let's get started. Let's start with carriers. Here we can add a new carrier by clicking Add New, and this opens a window where we can choose to add either a new carrier or a new policy. For now, we're going to select carrier. You will notice that many common carriers are already available in this list. These are preloaded in the system, so you have to start from scratch. If your preferred carrier isn't listed, you can simply add it manually. By clicking Add Manually, here you can see the form where you can capture all the required carrier details and make it immediately available across the platform. For this example, I'm going to go back and we're going to pick an existing carrier. In this example, we're going to select Discovery Health. And now you can see that the carrier has been successfully added. Now let's move to policies. I have already created a policy, and because setting up a policy is very data intensive, we'll open it and walk it through all the information that was configured. Here we see the policy overview, the carrier, in this case the NHS, the policy ID, the location, and the plan types available under this policy. Now let's click to edit to review everything in detail. First, we define the policy details, such as defining the carrier as NHS, enter the policy ID, and select the policy types. For this example, I have selected accidental insurance and medical. We then choose the currency, which will be the British pound, since this policy is for the UK. Next, we define the contribution structure. This can be configured as a fixed amount or a percentage. For this example, I have set a contribution at 80%. Then we move to countries. Here we select the countries where the policy applies. In this case, I have selected only the UK, but you can choose any combination of countries. If we click in Edit Countries, we can see the full list of available options, but again, we'll leave this policy exclusively for the UK. Then we configure the timelines and compliance settings. For this example, automatic renewal is turned off, the premium term is set to 12 months, and we define the effective dates. Open enrolled is also turned off, and compliance requirements for this benefit offering is optional. Next, we move to define the eligibility criteria. This shows the flexibility of Globalli. I've configured full family coverage, including minimum and maximum age limits of the employee and the eligible dependents. We can also set the employee level criteria based on the employee type and payment type. For this policy, I have allowed eligibility for full-time employees with salary starting from hire date and ending at the termination date. If the carrier requires, we can also configure the eligibility questionnaire, but for this example, we have skipped this step. Finally, in the document section, I have attached the policy contract, and that's all the information that is required to set up a policy. Now, let's move to plans. Now we move to plans. To view the plans we have configured under this policy, we select the policy and open the plans list. Here we can see both the accident insurance and the medical plan. We'll open each one starting with the accident insurance. We'll click in the drop-down, select View Details, and then go to Edit, and we go to the first step, that is the plan information. Here we have the plan name, the plan type, in this case accident insurance, and the plan variants. I've configured three variants: light, standard, and premium, each with different coverage values. We then select the countries where this plan is available. Because the policy applies only for the UK, the plan will be limited to the UK as well. Next, we define the plan details. For this plan, I have added 4 benefit elements: hospitalization, disability payout, emergency transport, and family assistant. And next to each element, we define the values for the light, standard, and premium variants from lower to higher coverage. And finally, we attach the accident insurance brochure, which employees will be able to download during their onboarding. Now, let's go back and check the medical plan. For the medical plan, the setup is similar. We again define the plan name, the 3 variants, light, standard, and premium, and the country, which is going to be the UK. Now, for the medical plans, we need to define three different areas: outpatient benefits, inpatient benefits, and also further benefits. For each of these categories, I've added 4 benefit elements and provided different coverage levels for the 3 variants. Now we move to plan cost, where we define the primary care visit for the 3 variants, the annual deductible, out-of-pocket max, cost for dependents such as child, spouse, and full family, and we can also configure cost by age, but I have let this option out for this example. And finally, we attach the medical plan brochure. Now, if we go back and click here where it says compare plans, this is the screen where employees will see during the onboarding platform. They will be able to compare the inpatient, outpatient, and further benefits, see each benefit element, and understand how the light, standard, and premium variants differ, helping them to make an informed decision. That completes our overview on how benefits are configured in Globalli, from carriers and policies all the way to plans and variance comparisons. This setup ensures employees have clear, accurate information and that the organization stays fully aligned with benefits requirements.